Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for the Hamilton County Health Department, joins us once again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
We are finally starting to see our numbers drop here in Hamilton County. Bring us up to speed.
That's right. This week, our stated county advisory level was dropped from a 1.5 to a 1. That's still yellow, but that's heading in the right direction. The next step down is to head back down into the blue. So we are, it was a little delayed, but it looks like we're starting to see that recovery after spring break and the Easter holidays. Hopefully we'll continue this trend and our county will move back into the blue level here shortly.
How are we doing in terms of vaccines?
We're doing really well in vaccines. Of the eligible population, which is still 16 and over, just over 55% of our residents have been fully vaccinated. When we look at first doses, that's up to 62%. So we're making some really good headway, and hopefully with the FDA's approval and the state's approval of providing Pfizer to children 12 to 15, that we'll keep seeing that number grow here in the near future.
We were talking earlier though about first vaccines. It sounds like you're starting to see a slowdown in the number of people registering for their first vaccine.
That's correct. We have been seeing about a 5% growth rate every week in our percentage of fully vaccinated residents, and the first doses were trending along those same lines. From last Wednesday to this Wednesday, we've only seen a 2% growth in first dose vaccine, which kind of makes you wonder if there's some hesitancy going on, if we've hit the target audience that we need to hit, that we're going to hit, things like that. But, we'd like to encourage those that have not gotten out and gotten their vaccine that are eligible. If you have concerns, by all means, talk to your primary care provider or another healthcare provider and discuss the best option for you. But, if you're eligible and you're a good candidate for it, please come out and get vaccinated.
So I'm looking at my cell phone now, and it's just telling us that the CDC has endorsed the use of Pfizer. We were expecting that for kids 12 to 15 years of age. Sounds like Dr. Weaver and Dr. Box with the State Department of Health said that could happen as early as tomorrow morning.
So, yeah, it sounds like tomorrow morning they're going to open the registration process up to those 12 and older. Right now, the registration site is still at 16 and over. So I would expect that tomorrow morning they will have that change set up and folks will be able to start getting their young ones in and getting them vaccinated.
What are we hearing out of the American Academy of Pediatrics in terms of these vaccinations? I know there's some parents who are still a little hesitant about the idea of vaccinating these 12 to 15-year-olds. What would you say?
So the American Academy of Pediatrics has and basically endorsed children that are in that range, that 12 to 15 range, going out and getting their vaccine and getting vaccinated as soon as they can. The other thing to think about is this has implications for school next year as well. Mm-hmm. The COVID vaccine is one of the most effective vaccines in the history of man. And, in the history of mankind at 95%. Flu vaccine is generally 30 to 40% effective. The other great thing, so it's highly unlikely that if you're vaccinated and you come into contact, so it's highly unlikely that you're going to contract COVID. But even if you did, you cannot transmit COVID is the other side of this coin. So, that really changes the dynamic in the classroom, when we start looking at these things and getting kids back into the classroom next school year.
Anything else you want to add? I didn't ask as we look at the week ahead.
We're making progress. I think we already talked about, getting out and talking to your healthcare provider if you need to. We need to keep going, keep on chugging along. We've made a lot of good progress. There's now 30 different options to get vaccinated in the county. The vast majority of them are at pharmacies, but we still have 2 hospitals and 2 local health departments providing vaccines. So there's plenty of opportunities for folks to get out and get any of the 3 approved vaccines right now. So if you need Johnson & Johnson, I believe there's 3 different sites in the county that provide that. There's a couple that provide Moderna, but the vast majority of the sites available right now are providing Pfizer.
Fantastic. Chris Walker, Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for the Hamilton County Health Department. We'll check back in with you next week.
Thank you, ma'am.